Oh yeah, he's about to take her to the cleaners. He's about to take her to the cleaners. Now, I don't know much about her. Her name is Quinta. Her name is Quinta Brunson, right? She's an actress, comedian, writer, producer. She is best known for creating and writing and starring in a second grade teacher, Janine Teagues, as a second grade teacher, Janine Teagues in the ABC comedy series Abbott Elementary. Now, I don't know anything about her. Abbott Elementary is a show. I saw the clips, and these clips that I saw had Tyler James Williams in it. Now, if y'all know who Tyler James Williams, he was the young kid that played on a show called Everybody Hates Chris. He did an amazing job. Very great, popular show and great show. And I'm pretty sure people were watching this show, Abbott Elementary, because of him. You want to know what he's doing. He's grown now. He did such a great job as a kid. You want to know what he's doing. So again, I don't know who she is, but here let's go through it again. She's a creator, a executive producer, right? She also gained prominence for a self-produced Instagram series, Girl Who Has Never Been on a Nice Date. She went on to produce and act in videos for BuzzFeed and developed 2 streaming series with BuzzFeed Motion Pictures, right? She has received outstanding writing for a comedy series, which she won a standing comedy series as the executive producer and outstanding lead actress in a comedy series, right? Who is he? He works in a dispensary. That's it.
Poor.
That's it.
Poor.
He works in a dispensary. Now, let's go through it. Let's just go through it, right? She was dating this guy, and I think around 2019. So they got engaged in 2020, right? And nobody knew she was married until she publicly confirmed that she was married in her Emmy speech in 2022, right? So, that's not that long ago. They still can be considered newlyweds. And in her speech, 2 speeches she made, she said that he was the most supporting man she has ever known. So, the question is, well, then why are you getting a divorce? I tell you why she's getting a divorce. She's tired of paying for everything.
Calm down.
She's tired of paying for everything. That's the reason why. You see, years ago, what I was showing brothers is that when they get with Brad doesn't have to bring anything to the table. Anything to the table. Rachel Lindsay, right, got with Brian Abasolo, and she was paying for everything. He took her to the cleaners. Now, this what I tell you. I tell you that, when it comes to Brad, they don't operate the same when it comes to us. They got a laundry list of things that we need to have. And before you even get to getting, some submission, some cooperation, anything, you have to live up to these imaginary standards that Brad doesn't have to live up to at all. He could come bearing nothing. Brian Abasolo took her to the cleaners, and guess what? She regrets not having a prenup with Brian Abasolo, and she's a lawyer.
Poor.
A lawyer. They get with these Brads. When they get with these Brads that have a lot less than them, they get taken to the cleaners and then want to complain about it. And guess what? Not only is he's taking her to the cleaners, he has taken her to the cleaners, he's coming back. Yes. He's taking her to court again. He's taking her to court again. He wants more.
Poor.
So you see, Halle Berry getting, she's paying, she was paying $16,000 a month to two Brads. She went to court. Now it's down to $8,000. And they going back to court now to get her to pay more. And that's why she's constantly saying she does not think that men, should get child support, because they taking her back to court now. So when you're looking at her in this situation, where's the difference? There's not a difference. It's not a difference. There's not much of a difference. She's going to get taken to the cleaners, right? And not only is she going to get taken to the cleaners, ultimately she's going to do the reach back. Ultimately, she's going to try to do the reach back. You see, she's from Philly. She is from Philly. So, anybody from Philly, and I hear this a lot. There's a lot of this, chasing Brad going on in Philly, right? She came out of Philly, the city of brotherly, they say that city of brotherly love, right? So she come out of Philly, and she looks at him, who's broke, as a come up. As a come up. Even though he has nothing. And that's why I be telling y'all, listen, don't listen to these imaginary standards that they put on us, because they don't put those same standards on these men, on these Brads. They don't put the same standards on them. They don't. You have to have first of all, if you're not even making six figures, you don't even get a chance to start a conversation, which is hilarious. Which is hilarious, because when you look at the stats on the men who make this, the guys who actually make this money, what makes them think they want to deal with you? This what they can't understand. They don't look at stats, they don't look at data, they don't look at nothing when it comes to that, and realize that these guys you're talking about, these guys want something in return because they're up there with the guys that all the other women want, and they have options. What do you bring to the table? Nothing. You hear it all the time. They bring them. So when she's out there and the rest of them out there chasing after bums, right? Chasing after bums. And when I mean, but I'm not saying, I'm not talking about her, or people with job. I'm talking about in general. When they chase after these guys be poor. These guys be poor. Off the street. Some of them came off the street. Shout out to the brothers in the Patreon. I done showed plenty of evidence where they just picking them off the street. And these the same ones telling you got to come up with a certain amount of money. But they're getting taken to the cleaners because they get these guys, making 50, 60, 70,000. She's worth $9 million, her right here. Brian Abasolo, you know how much money he was making per year? This is a chiropractor. You know how much money he was making per year? He was bringing $13,000. She paid for everything. Not saying that he can't make more, but he figured he don't have to work since he's with her. This is what happens, and this is what you're seeing. Taken to the cleaners. Anyway, salute. There's a lot of things coming up. I got a lot of projects I'm working on right now. So I don't, when you're working on projects or what to present to the brothers, information, there's a lot of researching. I got something coming up that you're going to really appreciate. It's going to take me a little while to get it together, but stay tuned. Peace. Stay in the shadows.
It's a wrap.